too far out. Oh my God, this guy. I'm not saving you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon you. It's your sister Aisha Rahman. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am actually vlogging, I don't know, vlogging from Ghana, and I want to share a video with you guys about the process of traveling to Ghana during COVID. So a lot of people have asked me questions about the process of coming to Ghana and the process of going home. So that's pretty much what today's video is about. If I seem out of breath, I am walking. Abdul will be joining me in this video in case I leave things out that I might forget. He handled a lot of the process of organizing our flights and our trips and our COVID tests to get here. So he's joining us, and we are making our way to the beach, so we're walking. Good morning. Okay, so basically to come to Ghana, what did we do? Once I knew that we were coming for sure, I went ahead and purchased my tickets. I think I purchased the tickets a month or two in advance, just based on the price. The time frame that I wanted to be here, if I want to be here during the dry season or the wet season. So Ghana has those two different seasons. And I wanted to make sure that it was after the holiday, the Christmas holiday, because that's when there tends to be more tourists, and that also tends to be when the flight prices cost more. So we left the US January 17th. And to do that, we had to apply for our visa. With our visa, we had to, so after I purchased the tickets, we got our visa. We had to send them our passports. What?
Shots. Lots of shots.
Oh, lots of shots. So, I think back in September or October, we started getting our immunizations to get ready to come. So we did a consultation with our doctor through Kaiser, and she basically went over, this is the countries that you plan to visit, and this is what you need to enter the country. So to come to Ghana, this guy is such a retardo. So to come to Ghana, oh my gosh, to come to Ghana, you need a yellow fever shot. I think that's the only thing that's required, is your yellow fever and your negative PCR test. So I don't know how he's gonna tell me what I'm forgetting if he just went down to the water. So you need your yellow fever shot. You can get a malaria shot, or you can take malaria pills. I did the pills, he did the shot. You need your yellow fever shot. You need a couple of different immunizations, like I think it's hep, babe, is it hep A, hep B? So you need your hep A, your hep B. What were the shots we had to get? So hep A, hep B.
Yellow fever. Hepatitis.
The typhoid shot.
Typhoid.
So you have to check with your doctor, and all of the shots are not required. So certain shots are required. I think just the yellow fever is the only one that's required.
No, typhoid was.
And the typhoid? So yellow fever and typhoid you have to get in, and they will check with your passport when you come in. So we had to get those shots, and we started way ahead in advance, because I think for the typhoid shot or the hep shot, you have to get 2 doses, and they are live vaccines, so you can't get those at the same time that you get another live vaccine. The yellow fever. So you have to get them separate and at separate times. And me, I wanted to plan ahead, and I didn't want to risk getting a shot late and not being able to come. So we started getting our shots really early. Then he did our passports. So to do your passport, you fill out a passport application per person. You have to send them, to apply for your visa, you have to send in a visa application per person. and you give them, you have to send in your actual passport.
With 2 photos.
With 2 photos, with 2 passport photos of yourself. And then how much was the fee for the visa? So we don't have...
$100 a piece.
So $100. We don't have any kids, so I don't know the price for kids. But for an adult, it's $100 for your visa. Was that the fast visa?
No.
Okay, that's just for the regular one?
Multi-entry visa.
So the multi-entry visa lasts for how long? 5 years?
3 years
3
is what
years?
they gave us.
And it also depends on when your passport is going to expire.
Yeah, your passport has to expire at least 5 years before they give you the 3-year visa.
Okay. So that was the visa process. So shots, your passport. We already had our passports a while ago. So actually my passport's going to be expiring soon, so I'm going to need a new one. So your passport, your visa, your shots. And then we arrived at the airport like 3 or 4 hours early. You can fly out of Sacramento. So if you're in California, you can fly out of Sacramento. You can fly out of Stockton. You can fly out of Oakland. And you can fly out of San Francisco. I picked San Francisco because my dad is in the Bay Area. That gave us a ride and not having to pay to leave our car at the airport.
And it's cheaper.
What?
And it's cheaper.
Yeah, and it's cheaper. So if you fly out of Sacramento, I think flying out of Sacramento is the most expensive airport to fly out of. San Francisco and Oakland tend to be cheaper. So I tend to fly out of San Francisco and just stay at my dad's or something. So we didn't have to worry about leaving our car at the airport. Left the car at my dad's house.
Woo, legs.
And then he dropped us off a couple of hours early. So when you get to the airport during COVID, it's fairly sparse. It's pretty empty, but then when you get to the international terminals, it's hardly nobody at all. You can go to the ticket booth. They do the same thing that you always do. They weigh your luggage, make sure it's not overweight. Mine was overweight. You can have 2, so we flew out of Turkish Airlines. You can also do Delta. I didn't do Delta because through Delta you go through New York City. So you'll go from California to New York City to Ghana. I wanted to stop in Turkey and Istanbul because I had never been there before, so that we could see the city. So we're going to do that on our way back because we were not organized to do it coming, because you have to also have a visa for Turkey if you want to leave the airport. And so we weren't organized to do that. So we're going to, inshallah, do it on the way back. So we flew out of Turkish Airlines. That way we flew from California to Istanbul, which is like an 11-hour flight. Babe, can you not come back in? You're too far out. Oh my God, this guy. I'm not saving you. Oh my gosh, he makes me so nervous. So, we flew from California to Istanbul, which is like, it's a very long flight, like 11, 12-hour flight. And then we had a 9-hour layover. My thought was, oh, we're gonna use that layover to walk around the city. We couldn't figure out how to do that or who to talk to do that. So we pretty much just walked around the airport and charged our phones and ate and took a break for 9 very long hours. I was not happy about that. I was very frustrated and upset about that because that was not my plan. And then from Istanbul to Accra. So that's pretty much the, so when you get to Accra, so when you're on your flight to Istanbul, they give you this form that you have to fill out. It's the Ghana Health form. Keep that form. I didn't keep my form. Basically, it's a form that you fill out with all your passport information, all your information, and it also, you use it to show proof of your PCR test. So when you come to Ghana, you have to prepay for your PCR test. So you have to take a test before you leave, 3 hours, up to 3 hours, or 72 hours or 3 days before you board your flight. And then when you arrive in Accra, as you're getting off the terminal, there's this line, and they look at that form that you filled out on the airplane, and your proof that you prepaid for your PCR test, which I love. So you get that PCR test in the airport. It's a fast, rapid test that you get the results like in 30, 45 minutes. So while you're getting your luggage and all that stuff, they're getting the results of your test. they're going to want your passport in that form that you filled out on the airplane for those results. So you prepay, I think it was what, $150?
$150 each.
So $150 each person for the rapid response PCR test that you take in the airport. And then you wait for that to go through and to show that you're negative, and then you get your luggage and you leave. So the thing with the luggage situation is, when you come to Ghana, everybody's very helpful. They're Aquaba, welcome home, blah, blah, blah. They're helping you. This guy kind of like bum rushed me. It was like, oh, hey, where's your luggage? What does your luggage look like? Let me help you with your luggage. I'm thinking he worked for the airport, that he's just trying to be helpful. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get all your luggage for you. Don't do anything. He's putting it on my cart for me to help me. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is really, really nice. Wow, what a great welcome. He's like, yeah, so you can give me a tip now. I was like, oh, I don't have any money on me. And we didn't have any Ghana CDs. And I was like, I don't have any money. He's like, I take US. I take cash. I was like, I don't have any cash on me. So at the airport, people are going to be very helpful, but they want you to pay them. I didn't know that. I was naive. So it was very helpful. It was nice to have the help, but just know that it's not free.
That's what's making the holes.
So that was that. So kind of to reiterate, get your passport, do your immunizations, do your visa application. You have to have your COVID test 3 days or 72 hours before boarding the plane. Then when you get to Ghana, they're going to do another COVID test. Now, we haven't left yet, but my understanding is yesterday we did our COVID test. We flew out on Tuesday. You have to have that, basically the same thing, to board the airplane. They will not do this test at the airport. We had to actually drive. So I spent a week in Accra, and then now we're in Elmina. We've been in Elmina for about almost 3 weeks. Takoradi did our COVID test. You can go to Takoradi to do your test, or you can drive all the way back to Accra to do your test, depending on where you're staying. And it's about 24 hours to get the results. So I believe Accra is also 24 hours. It's not a rapid test like they have at the airport. They don't provide that when you're leaving, only coming. So we had to do that test to go back. We'll get there, show proof of our negative COVID test, be able to get on the flight. Now, when we get home in the US, I don't think they're testing us, but they are highly recommending that we quarantine ourselves for 14 days at home once we get home. 10? But they're not testing us once we get home to show that we took a COVID test or anything, which I think is kind of weird. Like, they test to board the plane to come to another country, but not to come home. I thought that was weird.
It's based on the destination country and what they want.
Mm-hmm.
So the U.S. isn't testing to come in for anybody. They actually have restrictions on who can come in.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are some places where, if you, like Europe right now, I think is barred from going to the U.S. So
but we have to go through Europe to get home.
Yeah, but we have a connecting flight. We're coming from across
so
Turkey. But
maybe
if you're
they
coming
won't.
from the UK, from Britain, you cannot go to the US
That's
right
different.
now.
So maybe it's. So I'm wondering, are we going to be able to even get visas to leave the airport? So I just want to walk around. I want to go to the souk. I want to go take pictures of the masjids while we're there. And I'm not sure if it's snowing still. So on the way here, it was snowing.
It's still snowing.
Just the dramatic weather change. So at home it was kind of cool weather. In Istanbul it's snowing. Then here it's very humid. It's hot, but it's not a dry heat like California that like burns you. I think I have a little bit of kind of like of a sunburn on my cheeks, but it's not. The heat is totally different here. You wake up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning and you're still sweating. But at night, I don't know, the temperature does drop and it tends to get more breezy at night. So he compares the weather here to Louisiana. I think it's more like Florida.
It's the same.
Same?
Florida, Louisiana, it's all.
Yeah. So I will make another video about different details of my trip. I wanted to make this video to kind of share the information about the process of flying to Ghana. For anybody who has questions, that I can share this information with them. So as of this date, it's December 7th, 2021. You guys know how COVID is. These things may have changed by the time it's your flight time or your departure time. But this is what the rules are that we have now.
Check the CDC website.
Check the CDC website because it does change. So like, yeah, because some countries, like you said, it's barred. You can't actually go to those countries right now. And people from those countries can't come into the US. So you just have to check what country you're going to. This is only specifically for Ghana. I don't know about like Cote d'Ivoire, Sierra Leone, Liberia. My plan was to go to those countries in April, but just with things being the way they are, this was definitely an experience with the COVID testing, and the 72-hour, 3-day thing is kind of frustrating. So I don't know, these trips might have to wait for the vaccine. I don't know. So that's it, guys. Life is good. Have a blessed day. What happened to your pants, babe?
They're wet. And sandy. I can roll them up.
Why are you walking like that?